Courtney, great to speak with you this morning. Thanks for getting up early for us. Look, as I mentioned at the start of this, historically, these kind of violent political events have acted as a force of moderation for populists. And I mean, we hear there who wants that unity. We heard from President Biden calling for unity. What is President Trump likely to be doing today?
We're expecting a similar message from President Trump, though we don't know if that's going to come from the rest of the Republican National Convention that has been around today or will be around today in Milwaukee. We're seeing also leadership of the Republican Party call for calm, call for unity, but some of those rank and file members have different views.
I mean, to that point, J.D. Vance and Tim Scott, both have been talked about for the VP pick, have basically said that Biden's rhetoric directly led to this weekend's events. You saw maybe even more extreme language from the likes of the further right people in the Republican Party. But again, as we hear that kind of language, what you hear from the Biden camp is they're suspending ads. What does this mean for campaigning? How does one campaign in the wake of this type of political violence?
The first thing the president will do today is appear in public. He will do an interview with Lester Holt of NBC this afternoon. And then the campaign is set to resume. He's going to Nevada tonight. He was supposed to go to Texas today. That's not happening. But the rest of the campaign events are still happening in Nevada over the next couple days. We're expecting at some point that the campaign will resume ads. The tone of the ads might change. But at this point, it's a pause in campaigning for today, but I would expect it to continue through the rest of the week as they need to counter the message from the Republican National Convention.
Courtney, the other big thing to come out of this, the other big question was, how could this happen? How could this happen? How could Secret Service allow this lapse of someone that was about 140 yards from the president, former president, rather? So what information are we still awaiting from law enforcement? What are we still expecting? And what do they have to answer for this morning?
The FBI is leading the investigation, is what President Biden told us yesterday. Now, I've traveled with presidents before President Biden to different events, and one of the things that always strikes me about President Trump's rallies is that they're generally open air, right? There's not in a closed space. For example, I've been with President Biden to speeches at community college last year where it was inside of a building. It's a different environment for the Secret Service. So we should expect to hear from the FBI as they continue their investigation, and also Secret Service, who's in charge of protecting the president, and also former presidents and presidential nominees.